All right, whoops. Let's talk about day 3 here. Okay, our third day of practice problems. So, what I did here, yeah, let's talk to it. So I labeled my picture. Oh, you already saw all that work, didn't you? So I labeled my picture here. It said that 20 or 40-degree angle of elevation, 20 feet or meters from the base of the tower. How tall is the tower? So that's X. I realized that it was O and A, which is tangent. So tangent of my angle, which is 40, equals O, which is X, over A, which is 20. Since X, our variable, is in the numerator, I'm just going to have to multiply 20 times the tangent of 40 to get 16.78. Okay. Next one, an angle of depression from the top of the castle to the sailboat is 25 degrees. If the sailboat is 50 meters from the castle, how tall is the castle? So remember, angle of depression is technically here, but that also means it goes down here. Okay, so if it's down here, this is my reference angle, this is the opposite and adjacent. O and A is tangent. Tangent of my angle, 25, equals O, which is X, over A, which is 50. If it's in the numerator, I just multiply 50 times the tangent of 25 to get 23.32. Next one, you had to draw the picture all by yourself. A monument stands on level ground from a point 400 feet away from the monument. The angle of elevation is 32 degrees. So our angle is 32. I'm 405 feet away from the monument. So here's that distance of the monument. Find the height, which is X. Okay. Now I know it's not this because it says from a point on the ground that is 405 feet away. Looks like it's going to be a tangent again. O and A, excuse me. X over 405. All right, tangent of our reference angle, which is 32. If it's in the numerator, I multiply. Wow, it's being repetitive. Hopefully this one's a little bit different. How about it? So, a 40-foot ladder is leaning against a wall, reaching 36 feet above the ground. 40 feet of ladder, 36 feet. Find the angle mix of the ground. So this is X. O is 36. H is 40. O and H means sine. Sine of whatever angle, so sine of X is 36 over 40, which means I'm going to have to use the inverse sine. So that would have looked like this in my calculator. Sine inverse of 36 over 40. And then to get 64.16. So I went over 5, find the missing side. Okay, so what I did was I took my angle, it was my reference angle, labeled the opposite, labeled the hypotenuse, knew that I had O and H, so that meant sine of 72. Sine of my angle is O, which is X, over H, which is 10. Numerator means I'm going to have to multiply. Excuse me, holy buckets. So 10 times the sine of 72 to get 9.51. Next one, another sine. So O, H, sine of my angle 15, X over 16 on the top, so I just multiply to get 4.14. All right, this is where things start to get a little tricky with 7 and 8. Okay, 7 looks like this, a lot of work here. All right, I'm going to go step by step. So again, I'm going to use this angle as my reference, label O, H, and A. A and H means I use cosine. Cosine of the angle 49 is A, which is 19, over H, which is X. X in denominator, which means I'm going to have to divide. Okay, so cosine of 49 times X, divide 19 by the cosine of 49 to get 28.96. All right. Over here, number 8, 44 is my reference angle. This is the opposite. This is my hypotenuse. Sine of 44 is the opposite, which is 15, over the hypotenuse, which is X. X in the denominator, which means I'll divide 15 divided by the sine of 44. 9 and 10, finding the missing angle, which means I'm going to have to use the inverse. So here's my reference angle. This is the opposite adjacent hypotenuse. Cosine of my angle is 37 over 44. Cosine inverse of 37 over 44 got me 32.76 degrees. Number 10, here's my angle. This is O and A, which means I'm going to use tangent. Tangent of my angle X is 1 over 4. Tan inverse of 1/4 is 14.04 degrees. Remember, whenever you're finding the missing angle, you use the inverse operation. If I'm finding a side, I just use normal sine and not the inverse. All right, hopefully that helped out. If not, let me know.